Folks, hello and welcome to what night is today? Oh,
This
Gamers
would
Health.
be Gamers Health.
I was about to say I'm getting old and getting my hair's all disheveled.
That's very old, Nolan.
I had the what do you call it? I had a nap in the recliner next to me. I've got nap hair. You didn't tell me I had nap hair, darling. I have nap hair. Shadow, thank you. Welcome. Kim, thank you. So we actually our major activity of the day was going out to my sister's house to feed the kitties, clean the pan, feed the guineas, and basically pet watch as my sister is not home for the weekend, and we gladly did that. And then followed up by early dinner at the pub, and then oh my god, I've got to look at my hair. It's all a mess.
Oh, wait a second.
It's all for Shemos.
Oh no, I don't think I helped any.
I don't think you can help it, honey. Oh Jesus! All right. Well, I'll just be the. Well, she loves your hair, Rach. Rach had a proper.
Thank you.
A proper haircut.
I went for a real haircut on Thursday,
oh, man.
and I let the hairdresser blow it out. Otherwise, it would be.
Yeah, Rachel's hair.
I haven't worn my hair straight in years, and I was like, "Oh, we'll have to make it last," you know.
It was a very good nap, Tammy. I swear to God, I didn't. But I woke up from it, and I was like, "Oh no, we gotta get ready for the." And literally a nap just to the right of me. I was like, "We gotta get ready for the live stream." And I'm now looking at myself. I'm like, "How the hell did that happen?" And wasn't that bad when we were at the pub? That would be scary if I was that disheveled. Disheveled. We wouldn't want the disheveling. Yeah, my hair sucks. Thank you, Kim. I do appreciate it. I've been told though, growing in the beard makes me look I don't know, distinguished. I think they're full of shit. I mean, it was Joe and the boys last night, so God only knows. They could have been pulling my leg.
Well, I guess they meant because it's gotten us senior discount.
What oh yeah, well the gray has, that's for certain. Tammy says your hair looks great. I'm sure she's not referring to me.
Aw, well, thank you.
If
you are.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. Yeah, it's definitely not me.
You.
I am yes.
It's fun for a change, you know. Yeah. But it's a lot to look after. It's like, oh my God, I hope it doesn't rain. Because if it rains, it's gonna go poof.
It's gonna get all curly and screw you. Yes, very sleek. Hey Eric, what's your favorite color? Rach, and what's your favorite color? You know, if you had asked me this years ago, I would have said probably green. And then after my years in law enforcement, you can look at the chair behind me, which is my desk chair. You see it's black and blue. And that the black and blue aspect has nothing to do with my prior career. What the blue certainly does. I've gotten a certain affinity toward blue over the last 25 years or so. So, yeah, I would say it's blue now. When I was really young, it was purple. But then I was like, oh, you can't like purple.
Oh, someone said,
yes.
No, it's too girly.
Too girly. You can't like the purple.
Yeah, for me, it's between like purple and teal. I tend to like cooler colors.
Purple's cool.
Yeah, purple and like a teal, kind of like a deeper teal.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Joe Block is in the room. I'm sure I'm missing people. Tom, welcome. Thank you. Kim rolling the hey. Looks like it. I swear. See, I didn't have this problem. My hair was really short before my haircut last week. Was I presentable for last week's show?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't until Sunday. Was I? I don't think.
No, you had your hair cut 2 weeks ago at least.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. You're right. You're right. 'Cause I forget.
Losing time.
Well, listen. I am like Samson. I don't like getting my hair. I like the
I'm like
results.
Samson too, but I like to hold on to my length.
Rach says me too when it comes to the colors, and I think that you think that means old. It could be Kim. Shadow, cool. That will help a lot. Haha. That's dangerous. Shadow, that's dangerous because that means that you've got something cooking, and we don't know what the Rock is cooking or what the Shadow is cooking, and we know it's cooking in our background. It's cooler here today.
I think it's very nice day.
It's probably in the 70s outside.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I would say open up the window, get some fresh air in, turn off the AC, but then you'd be regaled by neighborhood karaoke. And karaoke is fine when you're at the bar. You've had
even in your backyard or in your house.
When you've had a few, it's certainly a lot more fun.
Yes.
Than listening to other people that have had a few.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
there's something to be said for a group.
It's something to say about the group. It might be a bit more than just the group aspect. The Shadow, it's all good. Hope you like it. I'm sure we will. Again, I'm getting nervous. High of 64 in Door County. Oh my God. High of 64.
Oh, wow. It's straight up fall out there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Kim. Holy
beautiful.
We walked down today. Yeah, we had to go out to Long Island. I was like, wow, this feels like a perfect day. It was around 78, 79. And I was like, have this during a day, get your nights in the mid 60s, perfect sleeping weather. Awesome. It will not last, though. Well, maybe it will. I looked at our 2-week forecast for New York City, and I don't see us getting back into the 90s as we had a stretch where we weren't getting out of the 90s. We didn't hit 100, I don't think, this year.
No.
No.
Maybe with the real feels.
Right.
With the humidity.
But
I don't think we ever really got out of the 90s.
Yeah, but we would have stretches. Mm-hmm. We had a stretch for like 2 weeks where we were solidly in the 90s. And I know it's not Texas weather. We don't have bad Mike in here to complain to us about how bad Texas was.
Which sounds like a nightmare, actually.
Yeah. We talk about how much we would like it. But then it's like, oh, do I really want to go through that? When it's like you sacrifice your yard, your lawn.
No, it's fine in June, but then...
Yeah, good sleeping weather.
Yeah.
Cold for August in Wisconsin. All right, I accept that. You're probably right. I should see what I didn't think of that from my mother what it was like in the Poconos when we talked earlier. I should.
She did say it was cooler today. Beautiful.
Yep.
Probably similar to here.
Probably. Night will be cooler. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, out in California, 103 overall day and up to 104 this coming week. And you know what? It's California, so anybody who says it's a dry heat can go F themselves. I'm pretty sure.
I think they get humidity on the West Coast.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a dry heat. It's not a dry heat when you're that close to the ocean.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah. God bless you, sir. God bless you. So we discussed what we were going to talk about today. We have a few things to throw out to the world and stuff, but really what we wanted to talk about was, I guess, kind of like how this journey is far from our own. We've gotten feedback from other viewers, other listeners, about how impactful not just this weekly live stream is, but the people in this live stream, the support that you all show for each other. It is amazing. I'm not just touched by people saying, "Well, thank you" or whatever, but when people can give the discussion of
when they tell their story
yes,
about certain things that they've been through, and sort of, having like a home base like this to be able to sort of feel encouragement from, um, and kind of, help them like still remember that other people are dealing with health stuff too.
right.
And, it just sort of keeps them going on, even though, whatever health issue that they're dealing with is really difficult.
Tammy, Eric goes back to what I've heard you say. The community is amazing. It is,
Yeah.
honestly, but it's more amazing when you get the feedback from others, and it's I'm not going to quote exactly because I don't. I didn't ask permission to quote from the individual. I should have.
Yeah, you should have.
I'm gonna get.
Told you to.
I'm gonna get beat up for my life. Okay, sorry, but what it comes down to is this person has serious health problems, has and had and has serious mobility issues, and has gotten to the point now where they can with seated rest hit 5 miles of walking, and they were lucky to hit a couple hundred feet of walking 6 months ago. And to me, that is not just amazing and heartwarming and rewarding. And it's something that, as an individual, I want to go out there and shake the hand and say congratulations and keep it up and all that stuff. But at the same time, I want to say you're inspirational to people like me. All right. I mean, I know that we do this in a way to not just help ourselves, but to inspire others. But your feedback is what inspires us, because there's always somebody who is overcoming so much more than either one of us has to overcome.
Exactly. So yeah, it made me think of um, different types of milestones that we have in our process of recovery, or it might be the situation that you're in recovery from some sort of accident or illness. You know, other milestones just related to just coping and managing like a chronic illness and things like that, um, or certain lifestyle changes that you've made. There are certain milestones that we hit and that we really treasure. So it made me think of sort of maybe sharing some of those together today.
Yeah, I mean, when I read what I read when it was sent to me, first off, the first thing I did was like rage. She was in the next room. She's like, "What?" I go, "You got to hear this." She's like, "What?" I go, "It's really, really, it's gonna touch you. It's really heartwarming." And then I read it to her, and she's like, "Oh my god!" I mean, because as Shadow said,
I was like,
now,
can we celebrate this person on the show?
Because yes, because Shadow said this community, to go scratch that, this family is awesome, and that's a lot of what this is. This is extended family. This is what an honest to God true community is about. It's about supporting each other. It's about talking with each other. It's about being there for each other. I mean, honestly, when I had my congestive heart failure after my first hospitalization in 2020, and I was putting on the weight, it was all water weight. My legs were swelling. Then my trunk was swelling. My trunk was swelling. That got scary as hell. But I had no mobility. If I went downstairs to have dinner with family, because my parents lived downstairs from us, I had to put.
It was going to take like 5-10 minutes for him to get back up the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I got up the stairs in less than 5 minutes, it was, let's have a round of fucking applause, because I got up there that quickly. It is scary, and I mean, COVID made it worse. Obviously, if it wasn't
Well,
for
the fear of seeking treatment,
right,
because it was in its
COVID was
COVID
new.
was
New.
yeah,
COVID was not well known.
and it was
COVID
hitting our area.
it hit our
very
area
hard.
very hard, and the fear was there. And honest to God, you thought that if you went out and went down to the corner
If
store,
you sat in the waiting room at the doctor's office,
oh, that was a death sentence.
that was it. Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's what it came down to. So, you know, I thankfully my surgeon told me flat out. He goes, "Your best decision that I made. It wasn't the best decision made for the best of reasons, but he said the best decision that I made was to not actually seek help until I did.
Yeah.
And the only reason is because, and he said like what I suffered through with my congestive heart failure. He goes, what? Because he knew it wasn't pleasant. He goes, but he goes, when I finally was hospitalized, I was accepted into a newly opened, literally within 12 hours of my getting into the hospital, a newly opened COVID-free wing. Otherwise, I would have been put in with people who had COVID. I was vulnerable when I was sick.
Yeah.
And he goes, and it's quite likely you would have come down with COVID. This is before we had the
yeah, this was the first scary strain.
Yeah. Yeah. So he was like, no, this he goes, your decision, he goes, made for the right or wrong reasons, was a good one.
Yeah.
Because, but it was just, and I'll be honest with you, and whether you are a believer or not is certainly up to you, but I've always felt that it was God guiding the hand from behind and saying, all right, now's a good time for you. I actually should have gone to my cardiologist for the first time 2 days prior. I didn't because I felt like shit. Had to reschedule. If I hadn't rescheduled, I would have been hospitalized and
before that wing became available.
So the timing of all that stuff is bizarrely good, or appropriate, or but nothing that I myself could say, well, I did that on purpose. I didn't do it on purpose. I was sick. After the congestive heart failure, the decisions that I made, those were my decisions. The decisions to change my way of eating, change my sodium content, my carbohydrate content, cut sugar out of my diet, take salt out of the kitchen. Well, I should say, my wife and my sister certainly helped by cleaning out the cupboard.
Oh yeah, I got rid of everything. If it had more than like 300 milligrams of sodium, it went.
Yeah, it's gone.
It went to my sister-in-law.
It's like, oh my
ramen noodles.
Oh my ramen. Oh my ramen.
Those soups, you ordered these soups that came in these cartons.
They were healthy soups.
Yeah,
too.
but
they had a lot of sodium.
Yeah.
So, Kim said COVID is bad in her area again.
Yeah.
Someone in her Tuesday group was positive last week, along with her husband.
Aww.
Luckily, I was wearing a mask because I was sitting right next to her for 4 hours.
Aww.
I mean, listen, we're in New York City. In this environment, it's always a moderate risk environment at best, right?
Because of the dense
population. So we know we've had COVID once. It is likely we will have COVID again. At this point, COVID is less lethal. It's just a general statement. It doesn't mean that this is for any individual. It's less lethal than the flu is, but it still has long-term effects. I mean, I had my lethargy and my lethargy. You say tomato, I say tomato. But that lasted me for months where my ass was dragging. It was horrid. And the brain fog lasted me for months too. I mean, that, and the brain fog was really scary. It was that feeling where you'd be walking along and you snap into your body and go, wait a second, I just feel like I was 5 feet behind my body. What the hell is going on? You always felt like you were a half step behind. It was a weird feeling. So, I mean, there are people who say it's no worse than a common cold. When we had it at the end of the year, the symptoms that actually came to your sinuses and our throat and our chest were not much worse than a common cold.
Right, that was all pretty familiar, but the fatigue was
the other associated
terrible for me.
symptoms were shit. You know, and
well, it was weird because you didn't understand why.
right.
Like I have a cold, and I would go to work normally with something that would feel like this, and just be gel in the hands and being careful.
You use Skell gel when you had colds at work?
Yeah.
We never used the Skell gel. Sorry,
we always had it on our desks and in every area.
Oh, that's true. You were kind of like a medical environment. Kinda. We were just kind of. I knew people that they come to work and every day they would take out the Lysols and the disinfectant wipes and wipe them in their desk, and my aspect was, why am I gonna do that and then walk outside onto a city street, get my food from a food court that has 60 people on it at any given time? What is disinfecting my desk going to do? Absolutely fucking nothing.
I usually wipe down the desk when there's too many crumbs in the keyboard and I had to turn it over. Yep. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to clean this shit now.
Yeah. So Kim, I have to be careful because of my 84-year-old mom.
Yeah.
But I help when I have asthma and allergies. Yeah. My parents are, 78, 79. They are down below. My mother thinks that she got COVID, I think. She didn't test positive when we tested her, but then she had all the symptoms of having had COVID.
Right.
So she probably had COVID back at the end of January, early February. Here's the thing. When it comes to wearing masks, are they guaranteed to help you unless you're wearing an N95? I don't know, but they've certainly shown that even cloth masks now are not really useful. However, they probably do stop other germs other than just COVID, right?
Right.
So you're probably lowering the chance of catching a cold or a flu, which it's not a bad thing. I am very thankful that I'm retired, because if I had to go to work and have a mask on for 43 hours a day, which was my weekly schedule, I would have gone crazy. It was good for Rach that she was working from home during COVID.
Yeah, that was brilliant, because it was like everything was over Zoom, and like you talk to your clients over Zoom, you could still see them, you could still, make sure they were okay, and have visual contact with them, and and see what was going on for them. But
right.
and a lot of them really decided, hey, I like this a lot better.
Well,
and I don't blame them.
Yeah. There is,
if you don't have to go on the train to go and see your therapist, then that's awesome.
There's a convenience factor to a lot of what we've learned about society post-COVID. And when I say post-COVID, it is no longer a pandemic. It is now endemic. We are never going to get away from it. It's always going to be around. It's always something where we're going to probably have to get our yearly booster along with our flu shot and our pneumonia shot, whatever other. But it's become part and parcel of what we're going to deal with. But one of the things that it accelerated for a lot of people, for a lot of industries, was work from home. Now, obviously, your convenience store, your supermarket, your big box store, retail environments can't go work from home, but a lot of offices can do work from home, and people are learning that is possible. that it is convenient.
Yeah.
Some businesses in New York City, especially in Manhattan, have learned that by going to remote office work, that they can cut back on their cost of renting an office. I mean,
Hmm.
now that has a lot of benefits for people that were going to commute. You can save on commuting costs. You have saving on commuting time. If you're commuting to a big city, a lot of times you commute 45 minutes each way. That's an hour and a half a day. Over the course of 5 days, that's 7.5 hours. That's a full work day that you've now gotten back. You can spend on your hobbies, your family, um, a side gig.
Right.
People are finding that this stuff is good, but it's also hurting local economies that are dependent upon people being in an office.
Hmm.
We're seeing again that
Yeah, for the
Manhattan.
cause and effect of everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tammy says, I feel for teachers and other educators
Yeah.
who are still required to wear masks while teaching. That is really difficult.
You know, that was something that contributed to my retirement decision. They wanted us to return to the office, and they had our offices set up with baskets and masks and a shield, the plastic shield that would go over your face, and so you had to wear the mask and then the shield. And I was like, I don't want to go back to the office. Like, my eyes, like, you know how they say, like, you can often, like, read people through their eyes? Mine deceive.
Oh, yeah.
Because they can't really stay still. So it's like, if you see here up, it takes out a lot of the picture of, I have a very expressive face. Like through my mouth and through just other ways that I somehow, like, people understand, yes, she's listening to me.
Right.
So if you're just seeing from here up, you might not know, or you might think, why is this girl rolling her eyes at me? So, I just didn't feel like it was the most conducive at the time.
Right.
So I explored some other options, and but yeah, if it had stayed on video, I might have stayed a little longer.
And that's it. Like Tammy says, kids do pretty great with the mask.
Yeah.
But so many of our little ones and ones with special needs struggle with mask wearing. And we've had our niece Shannon on for the live streams on Saturday night, and we've specifically asked her questions about the mask wearing, about how it is, and they went and had the plexiglass dividers between the desks and all that stuff, and it was rough, but she is. I think she's appreciating more now since it's summertime, but before the summer hit, they went without masks again in school, and the environment was different because you don't get a lot of the nonverbal clues when somebody is masked up.
Yeah.
And I know that there is a percentage of just our population. This has been going on. We live in a very Asian, a very Chinese neighborhood for the most part. At this point, it's changed.
Chinese and Filipino.
Chinese and Filipino. But when you see the Chinese even before COVID, in the wintertime, were often masked up.
Yeah.
And
because they were used to SARS, and which I guess is a derivative of Corona.
No, so they were always masked up. So now we have neighbors that. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I always I don't have the vision problem Rach has, but I always have an issue recognizing people sometimes, without hearing a voice to confirm it. And when somebody's masked up and all I'm seeing is eyes, it's like, I don't know sometimes who the hell somebody is. Maybe they're a neighbor from around the block that I've made, little small talk in passing with the dog, and they just want to give you a hello.
Yes.
And you're like, I don't know who the hell you are. I'm sure you're somebody.
Yeah.
I just don't know who.
And you might be smiling behind your mask, but they can't always see what's going on.
Yeah, so, if you could have a mask that still allowed facial expressions, but then what do you do? Like paint the smile on your mask? There's a give and take with all of this. There's always has
Yeah,
been.
it's so hard, because you want to do the right thing. You want people to feel safe, and sometimes just wearing the mask helps people to feel safe, and but
Wow.
it's easier when somebody knows you and knows your vocal intonations and stuff like that. But
Right.
yeah.
Tammy, at one point, if a child was in danger of hurting themselves or others, you needed to restrain them. You literally, you literally had to tell the kid to wait while you put on a mask, gloves, and a gown. Because you don't want the bodily fluids, right? You don't want the kid spitting on you. I mean, if I told stories about how many times I was spit on.
Give me a second. Don't throw that chair right now. Let me suit up.
Time out. I've got to prepare myself. So you, little Johnny, hold that tantrum, hold it in place, and don't cause problems. You don't want me calling the man. You won't be happy. And speech pathologists. Oh my, trying to help a child learn mouth movement. Those people were heroes with our students.
That's so true. Because I remember that too. Like seeing people, like my mother and like other teachers and stuff, like to teach you how certain words sound or how the consonants sound.
Yeah.
They always accentuated with their mouth.
And it's hard to teach that if you can't see the instructor's mouth, right? Who's trying to show you, and you can't see the child's mouth and their response. All you're going to get is the result. And the results are going to be less than useful if you can't actually see them. I mean,
so that would have to be online.
And
with the parent in the room to be like, you better look at that screen and watch that lady.
I don't want to screw that. Climbing that mountain. Yes, you are late. Sorry. We're not reprimanding you. We're just saying, yes, you are late. We actually started out the show just in general talking about members of the community who have accomplished stuff in their journey.
Like a milestone.
A milestone. For me, my milestone was actually, it was the inadvertent milestone of my third hospitalization, I think, when I found out my left carotid was also completely blocked. Because
you saw that as a milestone.
I saw it as a milestone because it was eye-opening to me.
Okay.
Because it was like, all right, I have another issue I didn't even know about. Nobody knew about. My body's compensated for it. And now, more eye-opening stuff. I've got to definitely keep my cholesterol numbers squeaky clean, right? I got to make sure, because I can't afford. I got to see the scans where the main blockage is and some of the branching off, and my body had compensated, but now I knew that, all right, there's no more compensation. It can only compensate for so much before I have further issues. For me, that was a milestone because it's like, holy shit, after this totally fucked up year, I now have this knowledge, and here I am. I'm still kicking. I'm still alive. And I'm going to make sure I stay that way. All right? So that was like the kick in the ass of you're doing the right thing. You got to maintain it. Now, in this journey, certain things have, it's like sometimes you do this 3 steps forward and it's 2 steps back. Certain things have improved. My weight, though, is back to what it was when I was out of the hospital. I was still losing weight out of the hospital. Lost another 20 pounds. I've regained it over the last 2 years. But I don't look as if I'm somebody who necessarily regained it. Some of this because I got to put more fluid into my diet now because I'm taking Jardians, which is a bit of a diuretic because you also want to make sure, since with Jardians you tend to pee out the sugars, you want to make sure you pee them out and you pee them out fully because otherwise it's something that can cause an infection in a body part that I don't want to talk about right now.
Okay.
Okay. So, but I always feel that knowledge is power, right?
Yeah.
When you gain knowledge about yourself, when you gain knowledge about your body, you're able to not just respond to it, but absorb it and say, all right, now that I know that I have something that my one doctor who was a radiation uh, specialist, and he's like, well, I've read about cases like you, but you're the first one I've spoken with. He goes, why? What? He goes, yeah, you're the first person. I've heard, because I had radiation, and radiation is what closed that off. He goes, I've heard, I've read about cases. He goes, but you're the first person I've actually been able to say, I've met, I've shaken the hands of. He goes, good for you. Go, what would you say we would do? He goes, nothing. Because your body compensated. Your body compensated in full. Your body is an amazing device. It's probably the most amazing machine that we will ever know of. And we learn new things about it every day. And your body will surprise you.
Yes.
And hopefully in a good way, if you put it in a position where it can surprise you in a good way. So I'm going to catch up with the chat right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Tim said they tried those clear masks, but no matter what they did and tried to hack, they always fogged up.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Climbing that mountain. He goes, yes, a year ago I was in a chair.
Yes.
Can you read it, Rach?
A year ago, I was in a chair. 6 months ago, cleared to walk. Could do 200 to 300 feet a day, and my goal was 5 miles by August 11th. So it was a big milestone. Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean,
climbing. That's amazing. Like it meant so much when Eric read what you wrote to him earlier in the week, and it made me think of, hey, that's a big deal. Can we celebrate him on the show? And and just like maybe have folks share like the milestones that they've reached in their process of either recovery or lifestyle change or other things like that.
I'm all for Klimt, if you remember the old Saturday Night Live deal. I'm all for Klimt. Talk amongst yourselves. But I actually had Rach read it because I couldn't. Not without my voice cracking. And I know I joke a lot on this stream, on all the streams. If you've ever met me in face-to-face, my personality is the same. I often try to crack jokes to lower tension or just make things seem more comfortable. And it was no joke I was going to be able to say. It was going to get me comfortable at that time. Rach had to buy me time. Thank you, hon. I do appreciate it.
Of course. And they got to look at the top of my head. Notice I don't have any bald spots.
I can't say. Well, I don't know if I can say. My hair's a mess. So, see, you can look at Rach and go, oh, my God, what beautiful hair. And you can look at me and you go, oh, my God, did you just come out of like a sandblaster? Clement Malkin. I'll get an Oculus, and we can all play volleyball in our living room or whatever.
Okay. Hey.
Racquetball. All right. There is.
I still haven't tried this thing yet.
I play racquetball a lot with Zach Laser of Frog God Games, and it is a great way to get a little movement in. I need to do more because I swear to God, this is my left shoulder has the stenosis, but this one has like a pinched nerve and some muscle strain going on for the last 2 weeks, and I need to work that through.
Yeah, there's the myofascial balls in the other room, and we can put you against the wall and see if that will help you.
As long as you don't pull out the firing squad afterwards, Rach. I wouldn't want that.
No.
No,
We
that's
don't need
okay.
them for that.
Yes, Kim. It is again climbing that mountain. When I read that, I was like, "Oh my God, Rach, you got to hear this."
Yeah.
Because this is what. Oh my God, the karaoke in the background. So glad you can't hear it. I hope.
No,
But-
they might. They might hear.
Yeah, muttering.
Yeah.
But the reason why we decided to start this back when we did is because both of us have our own struggles that we've gone through. Okay, and by sharing it, you let people know that their struggle is not only their own. It might be your individual struggle might be your unique struggle. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it isn't, but you're not alone in the act of struggling, in the
There you
act
go.
of trying to improve, in the act of struggling to enjoy tomorrow.
Yeah.
When I first got out of the hospital, I literally would pray every night that I would wake up the next day, and then would wake up the next morning surprised. I no longer wake up the next morning surprised. I think at whatever point down the line, a couple of decades hopefully, when I fail to wake up in the morning, I'll be surprised. I'd be like, "Oh, what happened?" But that's the situation that I was in. That's how much fear I was in. And that's something else I probably should touch on when we're talking on this topic.
Mm-hmm.
You can get overwhelmed by the fear. The fear can be consuming.
Crippling, like
It can be
disabling too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just the fear of whatever illness you're fighting or struggling with, whatever the issues are, they can on their own suddenly the fear itself can be more than the issue.
Yeah.
And that's a danger. That really is. I mean, I am so grateful for every moment I have, and I'm so grateful because I get to share that with Rach. All right, because before I met Rachel, back when I was like going, "Oh, look at that! I get to retire in 10 years," and I was single, and I figured that was my life. I was okay with it. I think that's part of life too, is when you have to be okay with where you're at, wherever it is that you're at.
Well, once you surrender to it, you're just like,
Yeah.
somehow something opens.
But I was like, well, I could see myself in retirement spending, I don't know, 8 hours a day playing MMOs, EverQuest, World of Warcraft, and other sort of games online. That would be a fine way to go out in retirement. Yeah, sure. As I would put on about 200 pounds and turn into Eric the Hut, but that didn't happen. And when I retired, and I think as gamers we will find this interesting. When I did retire, I did say, "Hey, within those first 6 months, I'm going to set up a movie marathon, and I'm going to have a day where I watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy extended edition in full." And I said that in March of 2016. And here we are.
But you were still, yeah, you were saying that.
I was saying that. You remember that, right?
I do.
Here we are in August of 2022. Rach, have I done that yet?
No.
Do I still would like to watch him. It doesn't have to be a marathon anymore. I think maybe now
I
Rach.
don't think I could handle him.
I think Rach can handle it. We were dating, and Rach fell asleep through the.
Yeah, that wasn't
fellowship.
the first time I fell asleep during that thing.
Yeah, she fell asleep twice. She never got out of Hobbiton.
Yeah, in that little meadow thing.
Yeah, she never got out of Hobbiton.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so
maybe something about it was just so soothing and relaxing. I don't know.
I just liked it so much.
I was just so tired from where.
Yeah. It's like, all right, this isn't working. But you can have certain goals and motivate yourself. For me, that was just part of my joke about what retirement was going to be. But actually, what retirement has been for me has been a lot about creativity, which I never expected.
The whole channel and
The channel and the blog still
Yeah.
going and producing some gaming materials.
yeah,
But and spending like now, Rach has been retired for nearly a year,
yeah,
and we're not sick of each other. Now we did get to break it in a little bit with Rach working from home,
yeah.
but honestly, I would not have this any other way. I told Rach,
Although it's not as rigid. I'll be at a 12:10 for lunch.
it's like, oh my god, can I get the
I have
food?
to be back in by 12:50.
Yes. Oh, hi. And then it's like, where is she? She's late. The food's getting cold. Did I slaved over a hot stove?
Yeah, man. Sorry, I had to call EMS for someone. It's usually a crisis. Like,
it all went to shit.
yeah, I'm sorry.
But
I couldn't get out and tell you.
yes, it's like, damn it, just text me. But honestly, Rach being retired, we do so much together now. Even if what we do together is,
And a lot of it health related too.
Yeah.
We always walk together.
Yep.
We do some exercise together.
We do.
Um,
And if I keep drinking my lemonade, I'll be drinking your lemonade, and we'll be drinking our lemonade together.
I'll have to start drinking more lemonade.
I gotta compensate.
So I don't miss out.
JN3 Storyteller, retirement is wonderful. So far, so good.
Yeah.
But I'm as busy now as I was before. And that's the thing that a lot of people...
Yeah, it's funny. Somehow your time, I read a lot, read more than what I would if I was working. A lot more.
Yeah.
Nature
bores a void, right? Nature will always find a way to fill a void.
And then family stuff, comes in and... all that good stuff, and
I will say, being retired, I do sleep later.
Oh yeah,
but I go to bed later. So am I getting a lot more sleep? I'm getting more sleep.
I don't
I'm getting I'm generally getting 6.5 to 8+ hours of sleep a night.
Yeah.
Whereas when I was working, there would be times where I'd be like, all right,
4 or 5 hours,
and they'll be scheduled. It'd be like,
yeah.
Well, I was up to 1:30. I got to be at work at 6. If it takes me only 10 minutes to get up and use the bathroom and shower and get out of the house, I can get. It's like you bargain with yourself. Retirement is great, but I post before I retired. The posts at the tavern on the blog were anywhere from, in general, 2 to 4 or 5 posts a day. Retired, and I wouldn't miss a day. Retired, you're getting a post a day. You're not getting 2. And I've probably missed 2 or 3 days today, this year already, because it just, time gets past you. You think you had it, you don't. Ian Wise, welcome. See, we're sneaking in people we didn't have before.
Yeah, very nice. Welcome.
But again, we say this pretty much with every live stream, that this is not a journey that you need to make on your own. Some people do, and honest to God, some people do.
Right, our journeys are like a different paths for all of us, but
you can have company on that journey.
Yes.
We're all not going to get to the same place. We're
all looking for different things,
right? But
with some little shred of commonality,
right? But the commonality is the fact that we're all looking to find a way to be here tomorrow.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And the next day.
And be here tomorrow comfortably,
Right.
And able to use our bodies as long as we can.
Yeah.
Or increase the use of our bodies,
Yeah.
That's my thing,
I mean, I have some neuropathy in my feet. My hands are great, but my feet have had neuropathy for years. I was willfully ignorant and didn't even know what was going on until I found out. And then it was found out The neuropathy I have is a combination of type 2 diabetes, which was out of control for a while, and my sciatica. No, it's from sciatica. Because sciatica.
Oh, sciatica can cause it too.
Yeah, because it deals with the nerves. So now I'm finding that there are some ways where I can potentially not just lessen the effects, but heal the nerves, right? So now it's like, oh, I didn't even realize that was possible. Let's start that journey. That's the new journey for me. That and to keep the shoulders going. But every journey we have doesn't have to be, oh, I accomplished my goal, I'm done. Your journeys are never done like that. You accomplish your goal. Now your goal is to maintain that goal. If you stop moving,
or move to the next section of the
right
goal. Yeah.
But if you stop moving forward, sadly you're gonna move back.
Right. So the keep part, like we can reach milestones, but then the keep part of keeping that milestone, like for example, in the last month or so, I've been able to, it might seem trivial, but to me, it's not.
What?
Because, it's taken some work for me to be able to do it. I hit a milestone. Like I can count weight, but I've been here, I've done that. I've lost 20 pounds before.
Right.
So it's not my first rodeo with that, but it is my first rodeo with, really working with my body and developing my abdominal strength. And so what was nice in the last month or so, I've been able to get into boat pose, which is basically in yoga, it's a pose where you sit with your back, you sort of recline. How do I say how this looks? It's basically you're balancing on your coccyx almost.
That sounds painful.
And your back is like that, and then your legs are up in the air too, and so your arms are sort of over your legs. So it's sort of a balance pose, which my balance has always been poor. But since I've developed those muscles and developed insight into the fact that because I've been walking around with a lot of extra weight, my legs kind of, my knees will bow out, but my feet will come in. And it's at times when I don't even realize it. But then when I was working with some props and stuff, I started to notice my alignment of my legs and how much that keeping your alignment from like your hip to your foot is so important too in how you are using your abdominals and creating less work for them. You still need that abdominal strength to be able to achieve the pose and to be able to hold the pose for a significant amount of time, like staying in it for 4 or 5 long, deep breaths. But to me, that's a milestone. So it's basically that's good. You're kind of like on your, I don't know, you're on your butt.
All right, that doesn't make any sense.
No, I can't do it.
I'm not picking on you, Rach, but Kim can't wait to see us again at Game Hole. Not to be Game Hole this year. We got blocked out at the hotels because of whatever that was so event.
Sad. It was a college football game or something that was going on, so we couldn't find a room.
Yeah, shadow allergies are making. Didn't help that I got verklempt, that I got emotional early, about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But once that happened, then my sinuses were already started, and it's like, oh God, they're still draining. So, Rach knows. She hears me. I wake up in the morning. Rach knows I'm alive because all she hears is. and I've never been a smoker in my life,
No.
and all you hear is,
I was a smoker and I don't even do that.
oh my God, it's just like, oh, I got to get all this phlegm out. It's like it all got together. I feel like I'm a character from in Living Color, the homeless guy that used mucus as glue. It's just
Oh
like,
no.
it's rubber cement. Sorry. I didn't say it would be tasteful,
Wow.
Rach,
That's okay.
in more ways than one. Tammy, I think one of the most important things is you pave the way for here is the conversation. How many people talk
Yeah.
about their health or even related topics with their loved ones? Few.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for it, right? Because you talk about this stuff, guess what? You got to admit it to yourself.
Yeah.
We are, as a species, in general, very good at lying to ourselves. I've been there. I've done it. I'm not going to. May he who has, what's never sinned cast the first stone. I've certainly sinned when it comes to lying to myself. I will not. I will.
We've both deceived ourselves.
All right.
Yeah.
I've done it in the past. I will probably do it again in the future. But when you put yourself in a position like this, where you talk about what's going on, we're gonna again. We have some people that are loosely have agreed to come on to the show throughout the next month or two. When you talk about this stuff, when you expose secrets about yourself, right? You don't even talk to yourself about, your struggles with weight. Who wants to talk to themselves about that, let alone their loved ones? Hey, hon, I'd like to lose another 20 pounds. Well, good luck with that. No, I mean, I'm joking. That's the joke, Rach. Don't make a face. Or make a face, but it's funny. But the reality is, we don't talk about that because it means that we'd have to admit it to ourselves. A lot of times, these struggles are struggles that we do on our own, not because we don't have an opportunity to have people walk with us.
Yeah,
but
because we feel shame about it.
We feel shame. We're embarrassed. And we don't tell ourselves that it's because of shame or embarrassment. I'm a strong individual. I can handle this myself. I don't need Rach to know about what I'm doing. Well, guess what? When people don't know that you're changing,
they can't support you.
Right? They're gonna. Honestly, the word is they're gonna fuck it up for you, because I know Rach is eating healthy. Do I? And she's cutting back on the alcohol because there's empty calories. I could probably do the same, but I haven't gotten to that point.
Okay.
But when we go down to the pub, I'm like, Rach, to bring a salad dressing, because I want her to have that option. Today she didn't plan on having a salad. Today it was going to be a chicken quesadilla. Mm-hmm. Delicious. Make a great one, by the way. But, I'm supporting Rach because I want Rach to succeed. And it's great to see her progress. I get as excited as she does. And I gain the benefits of her success when I give her a hug. And I'm like, hey, that hug feels really nice. Aww. Because as much as I love having more of Rach, less of Rach in this case is better, right? So it all works. I'm gonna have to catch up on the comments.
Okay.
Kim has horrible allergies right now. Ian, all through my 20s, I've yo-yoed in weight. Yeah. I could gain 30 pounds and easily lose it and get fit in a few months. Now in my 30s, I've noticed it's not as easy. It isn't. I mean,
my conceptualization of fit just meant, thin. Like it wasn't really oriented around like how to use your body or how exercise.
Right.
It wasn't really. It didn't really factor in much that, while it did help, it could help with weight loss and whatever. It was never like
it wasn't sustainable.
Really, yeah, and really being healthy wasn't necessarily the goal. It was more of like, I want to look this way.
Right. I mean, and honestly,
but where like when it became like, wow, I have enough strength in here to be able to hold my legs up and my arms up and, balance on my butt, or,
right.
Some of the poses where you balance on one leg, like a tree pose, something like that. I couldn't really do that either. My tree, it wasn't even like a palm in the wind. It was like, I got to put my foot down because I'm not going to fall, But, being able to have those sensations of feeling stronger, that was the milestone that made me feel the most excited about it and like wanting to continue.
I mean, when I was younger, when I was in my 20s, my weight would go up and on. I think I must have hit about 190 when this is like a true confession. When my father told me that, you need to lose weight, and I wish I weighed 190. I'm at 235 now.
Me too.
All right, so he told me I needed to lose weight. I'm like, yeah, okay. And he offered to bribe me to lose. I think it was I should have lost 25 pounds, and I think that this is back in the, I guess, early 90s. I could have made like $2,000 if I had lost 25 pounds and kept it off for a year. And my response was, why was that my response? Because I honestly, at 190, could I still lose weight? I should have gotten into shape. If I had worked out at 190, I would have been Adonis, but I would have looked pretty darn good. My body is not built for 165. My father's body is built for 165. My body is probably built, if I'm in good shape, for about 190, 200. It was very sloppy 190 at that point. So when it came time for me to get into the police academy, I weighed more. Mm-hmm. And it was I don't remember what my BMI was, but my BMI was like 2.5 points too high. Because they measured you with the calipers, the fat man calipers, and they decide. I could
really?
Yeah. So all the other initial entry stuff, the stretch, the grip, all this other stuff, the trigger pull, all that stuff was fine, but I couldn't pass the BMI. So I was like, don't worry about it. You've got 8 weeks, and we're going to give you a call, set up an appointment to bring you back. You've got 8 weeks, and they give you some like mimeograph, because remember, this is back in the early 90s, mimeograph bullshit on how to eat properly and work out. And so I went into the crazy mode of, and again, this is sign of the times. Does anybody remember the ab crossbow? It looked like a crossbow.
We just got one of those, maybe a year or two ago.
No.
Or is that crossbow for something else?
Yeah. No, it's a crossbow that you held against your belly. We had the ab rocker before that. But you held this thing against your belly and you pulled it in, and it supposedly built up your abdominal muscles. I've never seen it on the market since we had it. So I went crazy on this thing every day. Every morning, I did it for 20 minutes before going to work. Then I would do it for 20 minutes when I got home from work. I would do it for 20 minutes before going to bed. And 2 weeks after I screwed up my BMI initial testing, I get a phone call that in 3 days I'm being brought back for my BMI testing. And I'm like, I was told 8 weeks. The answer was, yeah, welcome to the NYPD. So I go down, and I just been nonstop doing that, doing crunches, doing sit-ups. I dropped 3 full points of my BMI in 2.5 weeks. I didn't drop 3 points of my BMI. I tightened up my abdominal muscles to the point where they couldn't grab the amount of fat that should have been there. I didn't lose the weight. So I went into the academy officially weighing 213. I left weighing 223. And right now I weigh 235, which overall, if you figure about 25 pounds, 25 years, I put on 12 pounds. But I left the academy, that was all muscle, right? Now I'm 55, putting on muscle is not going to be as easy. So I really should cut my weight down to which it was briefly, down to my pre-academy weight.
You could still build muscle.
I can, but it's harder than it was when I was in my late 20s.
I don't know that I have a reference for ever building muscle, so this is like the first time my muscles are doing it, So and they're not big at all.
No, I know.
but you can feel them.
Oh, Rach, I can definitely, I can see the muscle gain, and I've told her that,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying that you can't. I'm just saying
And
that,
I'm 51, so
Hmm?
you can make a muscle.
Yeah, I mean, I spent 7.5 months in the University Police Academy from '96 to '97, and the joke was, hey, you're getting paid to work out, and you know what? They were right. We were earning a full-time salary to work out part-time, generally an hour and a half to 2 hours a day, and we were probably in the best shape of our
Your life.
lives.
Yeah.
Uh, it was painful. It was good. Um, would definitely not want to put myself through that a second time, but I need to regain some of that muscle. I think I have more muscle on now than I had 2 years ago. That is for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
That is for sure, because I carry myself better. My clothes fit better.
Hmm.
So, and that's another thing too. Don't be somebody who's obsessed with the weight, the pounds, the kilograms. If you're
Yeah, that's
on the
what
other
this
side of the,
time is doing different for me.
you know.
Yeah.
So, 'cause when you're obsessed with the pounds, you'll lose the greater picture. You could your weight might stay the same, but if suddenly you drop a pant size, guess what? You've lost fat. You've put on muscle. You are increasing your health. You're in the right direction. The pounds, the kilograms, stones. Oh my God,
British.
we'll be real British. That doesn't matter. Okay, and the actual scheme of things, it's how are your clothes fitting. And if the fit is improving, then you are likely improving your physical fitness. Tammy, those conversations are hard. You are right about why we don't have them. That is why
Yeah.
you doing what you're doing can be a catalyst for so many of us. It's a catalyst for us.
Yeah.
I mean, there are things that I would normally not bring to my forefront of my brain and go, oh, yeah, my father probably doesn't remember trying to bribe me to lose weight when I weighed, you know, 30 pounds, almost 30 pounds less than when I went into the academy. I mean, so how much, what kind of shape was I really in? Probably not that bad. But and I'll put things in perspective. Um, I don't obsess over certain things. Like, you don't see me wearing glasses only because I this close to the screen. It's awkward. But if you see me in public, if you see me at a convention, you'll see me wearing glasses. Um, my father thought, in his mind, and he meant well. And this is like true confessions, Rach.
Yeah, but you can't,
What?
like,
We can let go of this, talk about it.
but yeah, you can talk about it and
Yeah.
stuff, and it's like you can know, like,
He meant well.
yeah, he meant well, especially with the hang-ups that he
Yes.
has.
One day I'll tell my story of my father swimming with sunglasses on. That's for another day. Rachel's like, I didn't hear that story. But my father, I wore glasses throughout high school, and I got into college, and my father told me that no one is going to want to date a man wearing glasses. Nobody wants to date a Four Eyes. He grew up in the 50s.
Yeah.
My
1950s Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. My father was a tough guy growing up. He's a pussycat now, but he was a tough guy growing up, and so I had to go get contacts, and I am very squeamish when it comes to certain things, like my eyes. Putting eye drops in my eyes is horrible. So putting contacts in my eyes,
Yeah, I think I'd miss the eyeball every time.
yeah, it was not good.
They knew. They're like, you're not getting that.
So, what happened was, they put the contacts in at the eyeglass place, optometrist.
Mm.
I had midterms in college, and I could not study because I could not really see with the contacts that were not, and I couldn't get them out. I could not get them out for anything.
Yeah, I always wondered how people got it out.
I couldn't touch my eye. You got to be out of your mind. I'm doing No,
Yeah. Ooh.
that shit ain't fucking happening.
Wow.
So my grades suffered, and my father had to drive me back to the optometrist to have the contacts taken out of my eyes, and I got a prescription glasses, new prescription for my
These are
glasses.
not going to work out.
They're not
Can you
gonna
take
work.
them out, please,
Yeah.
before we get an infection? Because you're supposed to take those things out like every morning and night. Back in the day.
Yeah. So
Until
here,
the disposable ones come.
yeah. So here's the thing too. You know, often what is best for you. Other people try to help, but the journey is yours. Okay. If you're going to take this journey, whatever the journey is, it is your journey. We can walk with you, we can help you, we can support you. But if somebody is shoving you onto a journey, make sure that's your journey and not theirs. Because some people put you on a journey that isn't yours. It's their journey, and that's the worst way you're gonna do any of these. If your way to self-improve is to accommodate somebody else, you're not going to succeed. And if you succeed, it's still a failure, my opinion. Because
I guess it becomes less yours.
Yeah. I'm stealing Rachel's lemonade, by the way. That's good. Kim, every little bit helps, like salad dressing. Good for you for being a supportive husband.
Yeah.
Eric, I wish I did. Well, because Rach uses her Skinny Girl salad dressing, which is
10 calories for like the standard 2 tablespoon serving.
I would need a 4 tablespoon serving, so I'd be doubling those calories.
Which is even okay.
I know, I'm joking.
Because when they put the creamy stuff up there, it's a lot of calories. And like even like just straight up oil, like
I know.
That's a lot of calories too. Ooh. Some salad dressing, it's more calories than the salad itself.
I missed I missed something from Shadow.
Oh,
speaking of being on a show, we would love to have you on our show. You and Rach would be very welcome on the show.
Oh,
Shadow,
sweet.
You tell us when.
Yeah.
We'll find the time. Here's my Monday nights have suddenly become free, not because anything good, but because it's the summertime, and we've been unable to get a quorum together to have our Monday night group for the summertime. So we're kind of on hiatus. So we shall see. So listen, as we all know, if you're watching this, you know when the live streams are, right? Live streams are Wednesday, Friday, Saturday at 8 p.m. And I do a Discord hangout on Thursday nights at 9. I'll be running supposed to be light once a month at 8 on Thursdays. So, but yeah, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we're basically free. So long as we're not traveling, and I don't think our next traveling, aside from maybe a trip to the Poconos, is not going to be until ShireCon, and that's at the end of that's
right.
Late.
And the Poconos you can still do.
Yep. Kim George, it's so hard for women to gain muscle.
Yeah,
it is.
Thank God for TRX.
Yeah, one day we'll have. Maybe one day we'll find like a TRX, not video, but like a PDF. We can show people some of the exercises on the screen.
Yeah.
It's been doing great for Rach. I haven't done it yet. I should.
And all I can say is thank you, Alice, for introducing me to that.
Climbing that mountain, 235 sounds great. If the year's off my feet, I'm at 350. The day I hit 235 will be a real celebration. My goal is 205, and that's
very cool.
And I would say this has always been my experience, is to set minor goals before your major goal. So if you're at 350, your next goal is to get down to 325.
Yes.
And 325 is worth celebration. Incremental goals. Because when you set your goals straight down, and then it's like, oh wow, you feel like you're never getting there. Mm-hmm. But when you have incremental goals, then you can celebrate. Hey, I hit a new milestone.
Yes.
I hit a new milestone. It's your gaming characters, right? They don't go from levels 1 through 9 in one session.
Oh, nice analogy.
Oh my god, I brought it to gaming. Oh my god, what the hell?
Yeah.
Right? But whether you're playing with milestone leveling, where it's like, oh, all right, we've all played 3 sessions, everybody gains a level, or you're playing with experience points, it's gradual. And those milestones to get you to name level take a while. Some people in some campaigns it's quicker, others it's longer, but nothing is instantaneous. If all you did was go from level 1 to level 9 in one shot, then you wouldn't experience the process. Part of getting from where you are to where you need to go is a process, and you should appreciate the process, respect the process, and embrace it when you hit those points where you go, woohoo! Hey, I lost 25 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
This way, it's from a standpoint of being able to celebrate each step instead of all or nothing kind of
Yes.
thinking.
St. Cuthbert, I don't want to date a man with or without glasses. Well, honestly, neither do I. Thankfully, Rachel didn't have those issues. She was like, "Oh my God, he's got four eyes. He must see pretty well.
We might need that."
He's got the extras." Okay, Kim, I have the same problems with trying contacts. I just can't do it.
No.
I've never tried again, and honestly, why should I? Okay, why would I want to? It's the same reasoning to me, even with like, I know what my vision is. I know what I can accomplish without my glasses. Can I walk down to the local pub without my glasses on? Yes. Can I drive my car without my glasses on? I wouldn't want to be on the other side of my car if I was driving without my glasses on. And when I got my driver's license, I remember my mother asking me, she's like, "You didn't tell them you wear glasses, did you?" "Oh, Mom, they test your eyes." Well, if you tell them you wear glasses, then you got to wear glasses. I'm like,
how the hell are you going to get around that?
Yeah, it's kind of like,
I just said I didn't wear them.
I don't wear glasses. Don't bother testing my eyesight. Don't bother. My eyes are good. Trust me. With this face line.
That's so silly.
Yeah. Every parent can be silly.
Yeah, I know.
We can be silly, but just over different stuff.
That's true.
Very
true.
So I just remember that. I was just like, yeah, I'll have to wear glasses when I drive. Well, what do you do if you forget your glasses? I won't drive. What the hell? You hear that? Do we have dueling karaoke?
No, it's the one party.
Oh, okay. The Filipino party.
Yeah, it's the Filipino party, and it's kind of weird, like techno-y that they're trying to sing along with. It's odd.
Oh my God. All right. You're all blessed for not having to hear this. Yes, but salad dressing does equal taste. Skinny girl salad dressing is very tasty, very low calorie. Now you can get
the Italian or the balsamic.
Yeah.
Those are great.
You can get other salad dressings that are
middle of the road
or no carb, but often the no carb are extremely high in fat.
Yeah.
I mean, if in my case, I could be happy with a no carb, but the skinny girl, you lose nothing for a really tasty dressing, and easier than making your own low calorie dressing. We've tried it. I'm not saying we didn't succeed, but skinny girl, I believe, tastes better, and is probably lower in calories on top of that still.
Oh, really? You think more stuff than that?
How you're not gonna get less than 10 calories a serving.
Yeah, you might not. I don't know.
I don't think with what we were doing that was it. We would love to have you two in our upcoming Monday night interview show a couple of weeks from now. Hey,
that's great.
That sounds cool. Just give us more than any notice that I generally give any of our guests. Okay, how about that? I am horrible with it, especially on the Saturday nights. Bit better now with Wednesday. Wednesday we got mapped out through beginning of September. Can't believe that. Climbing that mountain, 325 it is. That's my next goal for now.
Nice.
And again, I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, climbing, that your first goal or two are going to be a lot easier to hit than, say, the third goal, because it isn't, the progress meter isn't like this. The progress meter starts out like that, and then it starts to plateau. And as long as you keep going in the right positive direction, you're good. You're happy. You might even, once you start plateauing, you might have to set your increments at 10-pound increments, because you need to motivate yourself. You know, it's just something that, it's human nature, right? You, case in point, when I was after I passed that part of the medical, I had to do a run, and the run to get into the academy was a timed run. You had to run a mile and a half in a certain amount of time. And prior to running the mile and a half, I never ran a mile and a half. I could never do it. I would run out of steam at around just under a mile and a quarter, and I had to walk the rest, and I was never hitting that time. So we get down to the police academy, and you're with a bunch of other knuckleheads that are doing this, and I wound up talking with this one guy who's, I was 20, I guess I was 28 at the time. He was like, I don't know, young 20s, and he was a smoker. But he was like, I got this. And I'd already known it's 25 laps around the gym, and I broke down how much time I could spend on each lap, and I had my watch with the digital timer, and I was ready, and we were going to do this. It was timed. And this guy was like, oh, so you have you're all, you kind of have this planned out. As Rach knows, I'm always a thinker when it comes to this shit. So we get called. He's in my group. There's like 6 of us running. We each have an instructor assigned to us, because each instructor is timing one individual. And we're off. And me and this other guy, we're pacing each other for the first 5 or 6 laps around the gym. And then he goes, all right, this is too slow for me. He's going to run it off. Great. Well, around his 15th lap, he's at the side, hacking up a phlegm.
Oh no!
His lungs. Now I'm feeling it, but I'm not feeling that, because I was never a smoker.
Right.
So, and I'm counting the laps, and I'm hearing like 15, 18, and I'm like, so I know exactly where I'm at. And we get to the 23rd lap, and I hear, Stein, last one. I'm like, I missed a lap. Well, how did that? All right. Bust my ass. You reach into yourself to get all that last adrenaline out. Pump it, pump it, pump it. And I get back to the instructor and the finish point, and I hear, Stein, last lap. And I was like, oh, you fucking bitch. Because she played with my mind. And now you're a lap away. You got to finish it, right? Even if you have, my tank is empty. My tank is done. And I come around and I finish it. And I was like, she's like, you passed. You made it with 20 seconds.
Nice.
Or something like that. I was like, and I'm dying. The other guy never finished.
Oh.
He never finished. And it was like, oh my effing God.
That's painful.
So that was somebody playing with an immediate milestone. And I guess in her mind, I got to make sure.
She was ringing that milestone right out of you.
She's like, I'm going to get every last drop of energy out of you that I can. And she did. She also happened to be one of our instructors in gym when we actually were in the academy. She was annoying, but she meant well. There were others that were more annoying, like the one instructor who always used to tell us we can rest in the Squat position. He could rest in the squat position. He could probably have a
Oh,
meal in
because
it.
his thing was, yeah.
Oh my God. That was worse than anything else we did when
He was used to that.
that was torture, pure torture. Catching back up. JM3 storyteller, touching my eyes just freaks me out. Context, just no. Yeah, I can't. Can't do it. God bless those that can, but I'll be honest with you. I see very few people that wear contacts these days
Mhm.
compared to people who actually wear glasses. All right, I know a lot of people who have good eyesight and don't wear either, but I know much more people that wear glasses than people who wear contacts.
Yeah.
I don't have any family members that wear contacts. My sister did for a while, but she went back to glasses.
She did?
Yep.
Oh.
Kim, I can get the contacts in just fine. I just can't get the suckers out. Oh, that was my problem. Oh, I would like to say that my grades suffered solely on account that I couldn't study because of the contacts, but let's be honest. If I didn't have the contact issue, I would be reading gaming books instead, right? Because yeah, everybody has a priority over schoolwork, and it's very rarely the priority is the schoolwork. Yeah, Shadow. I don't think I could do contacts either.
Mm-mm.
All right, and there's someone will be excited to meet the two of us. All right, that's awesome. Listen, this is again, this is what it's about, right? It's a community, and it's an extended community, and we do this because we want to make those connections. This recharges my batteries. I'm good. It really makes me good for the next week because I look forward to this every day. And once that first live stream of the week starts on Wednesday night, me and Mike, we have our guest or we do our show. Next thing we think about is, wow, it's only another 4 days until Saturday. Gamers Health. Because this is the one where I literally get to, I don't know, can I say this without getting into trouble? Expose myself? Not in any kind of like bad manner, but I get to be very revealed.
To be yourself.
I get to
maybe not to, because you're yourself all the time, but just show different facets of yourself.
Yeah,
there you go.
You know, I mean,
of your personality and
right.
Yeah.
Don, losing weight is about realistic goals and knowing you will not always hit them.
Mm-hmm.
Slow, steady, and consistent. Yeah. And Fad Diets, I had my time when I was on the Atkins Diet when I was.
Me too, and I lost a good amount of weight. But what happened in the end?
It all rebounded.
Came back.
I think I put it all on before I got. Yeah. I did the Atkins Diet, and that was rough.
It was rough. I mean, I spent 6 months on induction.
Well, I was on patrol, and actually, we were an active unit, so we worked 5:30 at night to 2:00 in the morning, and when the rest of my team was getting fast food or they getting Chinese food, I was eating the Slim Jim packs with the cheese. Oh my God! And like sugar-free Gatorade, because I was trying to be good. And you're watching your partners eat like authentic street tacos. And here you are eating something,
snapping into a Slim Jim.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was really, really good, I would get steamed. And by the way, I worked in South Bronx, so it wasn't that much good Chinese food. But you get the steamed chicken and broccoli, no rice, no sauce, just hot sauce. And that could be filling. But I was working 6 to 2, so a lot of times I didn't want to eat that at work because a lot of times my lunch was, for my local Chinese food, was steamed chicken with broccoli, no rice.
Yeah.
With a soup.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, that was like $3.15. I remember that. So you spend a little bit more than $3 for your lunch, go to work. You were spending even less because what could you eat? Probably not much. It was rough. I lost weight on it, but it came right back the moment I got off that diet.
Yeah.
So you gotta change your ways of eating and what you eat, and find
And
substitutes.
sometimes why we
Right. And find substitutes. Find taste. We have found low carb substitutes
Yeah.
for so much of what we like to snack on. Shadow, these live streams are so invigorating and so much fun. Thank you both for this.
Thank
Much
you.
love. Thank you. And I love seeing new names pop up into the live stream.
Yeah.
There's nothing more exciting to me than there's like, oh, somebody new. Haven't seen this person pop, and they might have been watching for weeks, if not months, but now
Right. Now
they're
ready
comfortable
to
enough
say,
to
hey.
to share, and that's what this is about, right? It's not just Rach and I; it's about you all. Kim, with Fad Diet is that if you don't miss stuff, you can't have until you don't miss stuff you can't have until you can. You might
Yeah.
not eat something very often, but all of a sudden it sounds so awesome. Oh yeah. And I remember working with a sergeant who he would do the Atkins diet, and then he would break from it. Like he would do it for 7 weeks, and then he'd have a week off it, and he goes, and his first meal off it would always be like either lo mein or
Oh, some crazy
or
acting out carby stuff.
yeah, or a pint of fried
A
rice.
pizza.
Yeah, and he would just scoff it down. And he goes, and that would be his week of eating normal, and then he'd go back on it. I was like, I don't think I can do the up and down. As a police officer, you have rules about eating fast food, etc. Where could you not see your food made? Well, you have to see your food made. Well, that was a big one here. All this is before drive-throughs had cameras. So a lot of times, as cops, especially if you were in a marked vehicle, you would actually do the drive-through first, as opposed to walking in. Because if you went through the drive-through, they didn't know who.
have.
Yeah,
Okay.
we had a McDonald's in our command in a 401 where a highway cop, of all people, highway usually has more time on the job. They're get additional training. Highway cop walked in to get his burger, whatever it was, probably quarter pounder, at the local McDonald's, and somebody put broken glass in it. He
That's so foul.
Yeah. So now, that being said, also you would frequent once you found a place that was good to you, and good to you meant either they just treated you nice, right? You got
Mhm.
polite service, they weren't looking down on cops, or maybe you got discounted food.
Mhm.
Sometimes people would discount food for cops. You tended to go back to the same places for your
Right.
breakfast, your lunch, wherever, because you knew what kind of service you were going to get in uniform. When I was a sergeant, especially when I was doing admin work and I was at a desk, I could step out of the command, walk a block or two, get food. Aside from the fact that I was a white guy in Harlem, I could have been working for the phone company. They didn't necessarily assume I was a cop. But yes, that was always an issue. That was always a fear. So you had certain spots that were safe. Our Burger King, when I was in the 401, which was on Southern Boulevard, was safe. No driving. You had to walk in, but you could see the food getting made. It wasn't hidden behind any counter. And they actually liked the cops coming in so much that they gave us the employee discount, which was you got your food at half price.
Nice.
Which was fine until local commands found out.
Oh,
And then
no. And they said Burger King off limits?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because everybody started going for their discounted food.
Well, especially if you feel safe there and you can see
and
the
that's
food
it.
being made
And
they're not spitting in it.
Right.
Putting glass in it.
So that was, part of the experience. And I mean, a lot of times I ate fast food as a cop in my command, but it was always off duty. It was always dressed down. Our command, the 401 was also a Hunts Point market, so you did have a lot of different people coming and going from it. So, but yeah, you had to worry about that stuff. That's a good point, Don. Ian, good vibes. Thank you. Never mind. Not listen. You would adjust to the environment that you're in. right? And listen, the food choices I could make when I was working down on Hudson Street, I could walk out. I worked in an office building.
Right, and you
I
didn't have a uniform on.
didn't have a uniform on, but
Yeah.
you'd go into this location. All the food was prepared in front of you, and trust me, you went in there at the same. You're working a day tour. You get to work at 6. You're there at 6:10. This place just opened up at 6. You come in there. After a while, they know exactly who they're dealing with, and they know you're a cop because as a cop, guess what? You place your food order and you're doing this. Initially you're gonna watch, and then they know, and they'll tell you, boss, you're good, and they know because you're a cop. You're making sure, and then it's like, oh wait, they got a new assistant here. The guy, and I'm looking again, observing as a cop. I'm looking at his hand tattoos. I'm like going, I go, oh, all right. There's no teardrops, but I do recognize the other tattoos.
Oh,
And
sure.
then the other guy was like, "You're good." I know. He know. They people will know in that industry, especially when you're working around
like food service.
Food services. You know, Rach, what was it last year? I was retired for 5 years. Over 5 years.
Yes.
We are in
Yeah,
our local
at
Costco. I'm wearing, it was still during mask time. And
he was like a short order cook in that place.
He was
right?
a short order.
In that blue awning.
No, he was a short order cook at the corner place. He was the one at the corner deli. He was a short order cook at the corner deli. And he recognized me because and he was happy to see me.
Yeah.
Because I always treated everybody with respect. All right. Because if you don't give respect, you're not going to get it. And any respect you get without giving it is never going to last, and it's never earned.
Of course.
It's going to be short-lived. But he remembered me at the 5 years. Although actually, I think he remembered my jacket, my golf slinger jacket, my golfer jacket, my German beer jacket. But it blew my mind that somebody remembered me from.
And it was boss.
What?
Boss, he called you.
Boss, yes. He knew I was a supervisor. It's weird, right? But you can little things like that mean more on a larger level because it means that you just making a human interaction one-on-one with ordering your food. And I think he remembered me from I actually think it was before I even went to the command center. I think he knew me from when I used to place my orders during the daytime. So he probably hadn't seen me in like 6 years. You always treat people, hey, how you doing? You got my order? Yeah. At Christmas, I would usually slip the guys a $10 bill or a $20 bill as a tip. You treat people as if you want to be treated.
Sure.
I worked retail before I was a cop. I did stock work. I'm the only way you know these jobs sometimes is to have done them to appreciate it.
Right.
So I always was happy that I did work like that. Stock work especially, it was hard work, but it was rewarding and it was humbling at times too. Tom, overnight as a clerk, and that was the number one occupation to get killed in a job the year before. I had a policy of people in uniform didn't pay for coffee. Boss be damned. NYPD, no free coffee. Honest to God, that's unlawful gratuities. We're not allowed to take it. Nassau County, 7-Eleven, right on the border of New York City. So close that New York City cops are allowed to go there to get their coffee. That 7-Eleven has a coffee thing behind the counter that's just for cops. And Nassau County comes in, they fill up, and they go. And they make fun of the NYPD cops who have to fill up and pay, because these guys are. But NYPD has always been very concerned about corruption. So even when we would get into locations where you would get a discount on food, in theory, you're not supposed to take it. what I always did is I never asked how much something was. I put my money on the counter and I took back my change and I never counted it. So they could have screwed me. It would have been fine by me. But if anybody from inspections or internal affairs is going to come and question me, I could truthfully say, I don't know how I put down $10 and I got back change. Did you count it? No. Why not? I come here all the time. I don't count my change. Well, then how do you know how much you paid? I go, I don't know. I know the food's safe. That's all that matters to me. So, but I do know a sergeant that got in trouble for getting a free scoop of ice cream.
Oh my God.
Well, here, but Rach.
Oh, really?
Well, here.
Is that bad?
Marked patrol car. Quick story. Marked patrol car, and if you're a New Yorker, Bruckner Expressway to the Major Deegan, into Yonkers.
Oh, he left his command.
He left the city.
Left the borough, yeah.
He left the city.
He did leave the city.
He left the city.
He went all the way to Yonkers for that.
Went all the way to Yonkers, had the shoe fly, the duty inspector, in an unmarked vehicle behind him. Goes in and gets a 2-scoop ice cream cone which had.
It was that Carvel on
Carvel,
Central Ave.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
So they gave him 2 scoops for the price of one, with the inspector in plain clothes right behind him. And when he got it, Inspector goes, "How much did you pay for that?" He's like, exactly, Sarge, you got one. And he got a 5-day hit for that.
Damn.
Yeah, for a scoop of ice cream. But I mean, pretty pathetic if you're going out to the city to get ice cream.
Yeah, no. I should have bought. He should have just went to Catch the Flavor, and had an icy.
Have an icy
for $1.
I'm not going to say if I was taught to always stop the Mr. Softy trucks, because they're always in violation of the law, and they always are happy to see a police officer. And
do they have Mr. Softy throughout the country, or
I don't know.
Is that just a New York thing?
An ice cream truck.
It was like in Williamsburg, the Mr. Softy used to deal heroin out of.
Our Mr. Softy, our Mr. Softy trucks were actually all from a warehouse on Bruckner Boulevard, like 2 blocks south of the precinct. They all came from this one building for the South Bronx. So I think we've gone off topic. Yes.
Yeah, we went down some rabbit hole
folks. Here we're gonna leave the rabbit hole like this. If honestly, if email,
we'll leave it there.
email me at tenkars.tavern. tenkars.tavern@gmail.com, or message me on Facebook. If you hit a milestone, if you have something that you're really proud that you've accomplished in your journey,
we can shout it out on the show. We can celebrate you.
Because
or if you don't want us to celebrate you, just let us know that you're not open to.
You don't want to make it public,
but
you do appreciate that. It makes
we
us
can share it.
Between us, because honestly, it's very little that puts such a big smile on my face like that. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. I mean, really, if you want to get me emotional, it's an easy way to do it. I don't know what else. I want to thank, I know there's a couple of people, including Climbing a Mountain and Tammy, that are in the chat, that have joined quote, joined. They're supporters of this channel. I really do appreciate it. It's awesome. The money just goes to improve the channel, which probably means at this point, helping some of my co-hosts get better equipment. We've done that with Mike. We've done that with Glenn. We've done that with Joe. So it just gets reinvested. And I think we've been picking up subscribers. So I really can't complain about that at all.
Very cool.
Thank you all for spending the evening with us. It's a Saturday evening. I know it's a date night for a lot of people. Thank you for spending a date night with us.
Thank you.
I do appreciate it. We both do. I mentioned, I think, earlier that we're no longer in a pandemic. We're in an endemic. It's not going anywhere, honestly. So all I can say is use your common sense. You know your risk factors. You know the risk factors in your neighborhood and where you live. Just keep that in mind. All right. Be safe. Be well. God bless.
And take good care.
Roll those dice. All of you. We wish you great success on your personal journeys. And remember, it's not all about necessarily your physical health. It can be emotional, it can be spiritual.
Yeah, so
These
many
are-
different things.
These are all
And they're all
journeys.
interconnected.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly. Nothing is standalone.
Yeah, like when I talk about my yoga and stuff, like I don't think I convey fully what it means to me. So,
It's
we'll
spiritual.
keep trying. Yeah, it is very spiritual.
We'll get back to that.
Yeah.
Again, folks, thank you so much. We'll catch you later.
Take care.